It's showtime. It's live fire with Dad. What's up?
Fire with Dad, baby.
I just noticed your name says Dwayne the Dad.
That's right, baby. The
Should
dad.
it say Matt's dad?
Well, I'm the dad of the Matt's dad. Yeah. Fire with Dad. I'm the dad. You're the fire.
Oh, I'm the fire. You're the dad.
Yeah.
I thought it was fire with Dad. Like,
We both got fire.
okay. So today's
Okay, come on, baby, light my fire. Lorena told me to sing that.
we don't need any singing.
Oh, okay.
I have enough bad memories of you singing Beach Boys in your underwear Sunday mornings before church, walk around the house. So, important questions today. Important topics. And if you're watching live or you're watching the replay, let us know in the replay, in the comments. I know your favorite team is the Cubs and the Bears and the Bulls. Favorite Cub player is who? Ernie Banks?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, that's play too. He expressed what people really play the sports for. You didn't have to pay him. He came from the Negro Leagues, okay, into the Cubs. He was the Cubs' first black player, actually.
I didn't know
that. And he came from the Negro Leagues, and he just wanted to play. And he represents what baseball and basketball and football and all these sports should be all about. It's like your son Cole eats, sleeps, and drinks football. You don't got to pay him to play. He wants to play, and that's what Ernie Banks was all about. The players today, like they're all fighting right now about how much they're going to get paid for the rest of the season. Just go play baseball.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're watching, I want to know your favorite Major League Baseball team, favorite Major League or your NFL team, and your favorite player. Okay, Dad, favorite Bear ever?
Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus is not Gale Sayers?
No, actually it's probably
Walter
a toss
Payton?
up.
Walter Payton?
Well, it's about a toss up for about 5 of them, but okay. Dick Butkus, I love Dick Butkus.
Who are the 5?
Gale Sayers, Walter Payton, Dick Butkus.
I can't believe you're missing probably the all-time
Urlacher. And then I also loved the number 23 that was the
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester.
Didn't I lose $100 to you because of him?
Yep.
I bet you that he was a defensive back and he was a wide receiver. I always thought he was. So
one of the few guys is going to actually make the Hall of Fame based on being just a returnist. He still holds the record.
You didn't mention Mike Singletary.
Well, I was going to. That'd be 6. I mean, I could go on. I loved. You had, Dent. You had Singletary. You had all those guys. You had Wilbur Marshall. I mean, Gary Fenwick. I mean, just go on and on and on.
Okay, so give me your favorite Cubs memory ever.
Actually, I was in the stands in Cincinnati, and the Cubs were playing the Reds in 1970. I think it was 71, and Kenny Holtzman threw a no-hitter, okay, against the Cincinnati Reds, okay, and I caught a baseball off the bat of Billy Williams.
When was this? What year was this?
1971, I think it was.
Thanks for the invite.
It was 5 years before you were born. I went to the game with a buddy of mine. Okay, when I was still with Valspar Paint. His name was Bob Hansen. He was from Cleveland, and we kind of skipped out and went to it was the afternoon. They call it I guess with the afternoon game, whatever it is on Thursdays.
Yeah, the businessman special.
The businessman special, and Holtzman was left-hander for the Cubbies. Threw a no-hitter against the Reds, and I won all kinds of money on that.
Albert says, "Hey guys, I don't know if you can see the screen or not.
Hashtag live.
Hashtag live, baby. Okay, so if you're watching on the replay or watching live, Albert, what's your favorite sports team? I mean, you might not be a baseball or football fan, but who's your favorite sports team? More importantly, if you're watching live or on the replay, what's your father's? Because I think it's important that we all know each other and understand because it gives you ammo for you got Father's Day coming up. Like I can probably
I can ask my favorite basketball player.
Well, it's got to be Michael Jordan.
No, him. Who's my second?
Lou Alcindor.
Dennis Rodman.
The Worm. Who was Lou Alcindor? Hold on. What's his real name?
It was Lou Alcindor is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I said that, and I was thinking, who the heck is that? I met him one time when I worked for Cub Player. He was flying on one of our planes, and he could barely fit on it. When I was
one of my favorite plays in basketball actually involved him.
Who?
Alcindor.
What was it?
Well, it was when he was still with Milwaukee, okay, and before he got traded to the Lakers, and he played the Lakers, okay, and the Lakers had Will Chamberlain and J. Lee West and the boys, okay, back in the heyday, and Alcindor went up and blocked Jerry West's shot and then pushed him, okay, and then threatened him, and Wilt just walked over and looked at him, and Alcindor then apologized.
Was Wilt Chamberlain that big?
Oh, he was massive. But the thing was, he was a phenomenal athlete. He may have been the best athlete in basketball at the time. He was a high jumper in college. He became a professional volleyball player after he got out of the NBA, and he was just unbelievable. He would block guys' shots on their way down on a dunk. He would just simply block it. The ball wouldn't go in the hoop. He was just unbelievable. Yeah. And he never got credit for that because they were so busy bragging about how great Bill Russell was all the time. He never got the due, I don't think, of being. I think he was probably the greatest center ever played a basketball game.
My greatest basketball moment. I think it's probably because it's most recent, and I wouldn't really the greatest. It's just one of the greatest plays and like the intensity I've seen. It's not from MJ because there was a billion of them with MJ, but I've always given LeBron crap because I think LeBron doesn't have the intensity that Kobe or MJ had. But that series when they were down 0-3 against the Golden State Warriors, and there was a play, I think it might have even been in game 4, because I guess they won 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row maybe. And then but there was a play where LeBron chased the play down and blocked it off the backboard. And it was literally one of the first times that game was like, wow, he's playing possessed. And then the next 3 games were just on fire. And it was LeBron actually did what everybody thought what Jordan did every night, what Kobe did every night. But that was pretty good. And then I remember the ones I remember the most are the Knicks and Bulls, because just Spike Lee and Michael and who was it? John Starr.
Spike Lee used to give everybody grief coming down the court, and Michael would always shake his finger at him.
So, oh gosh, Spencer's a Duke Blue Devils fan.
Oh my God,
Spencer, we can't have that, my man. We can't have Duke Blue Devils. That's
oh my God. That's almost a sin.
And then Albert, who's over in South Africa, says the Springbrooks rugby team. Dad, who is your favorite player on the Springbrooks rugby team?
I don't know, but I tell you what, I watch rugby a lot on Sunday mornings, because they're on Sunday mornings on ESPN up until the virus hit. I used to watch them a lot. There's some great things. I would tell you my favorite moment for you for basketball.
For me?
Yes.
Okay, like me playing basketball?
No, that I remember. Okay. From when you and Christy went down to North Carolina to scalp tickets. Back in the 80s, or maybe even 90s, I guess, late 90s.
Could have been late 90s.
Yeah, late 90s. Okay. And you went down there and some guy gave you tickets to almost to the front row for free.
It was 5th row.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't free. It was $15 a piece. It was 5th row center court.
Yeah. And you drive down from Moorhead, and you and Christy would drive down there.
Yeah, it was. Christy and I went to 2 games at Chapel Hill in college.
Mom went with you too.
What?
And Mom said she went with you too.
Yeah, she went on one of them. She didn't go to the game, I don't think.
No.
But that game you're talking about was Carolina NC State, and they had some people told us where to stand where the season ticket holders park. And this big Cadillac pulls up, and the guy says, "Hey, are you scalpers or are you fans?" And I had a giant Tar Heel paint on my face, and I'm like, "Well, we're fans. I mean, we were young. We were probably 20, 21 years old." And he's like, "Okay, I better not find out. You better be sitting in these chairs when I get there, because these are the 2 next to me. I don't want you reselling these." And I didn't know what they were. They were tickets, And we get in there, and I think it was 5th row, half court. The guy had 4 tickets. He was an accountant from Atlanta. alumni of Carolina. He would come up for every game, and he said most of the times his friends, he couldn't get anybody else to come with him, so him and his wife would come, and he always had 2 extra tickets, and he always wanted fans to get them. And it was a pretty good game to be at for that. I think Carolina lost though. So Mike Donaker, Donaker says the Bulls and the Pistons. He's a Detroit boy. He used to run with Eminem.
Dennis Rodman.
Yep. Yeah, that was back.
Bill and Beer.
No, that was when I was. Those were the late '80s, and I was in like middle school, and I watched basketball, but I wasn't intently watching it. What are you doing, Dad?
Mom's yelling at me. I'm trying to do this, honey. So what?
Can you tell Mom she owes us 20 push-ups every time she interrupts live fire? Should we have a live fire with Mom?
That close. She just threw water at me.
I saw you flinch a little. So you flinched over water? But no, the Pistons series was pretty wild.
Yeah, okay, I love Lambeer.
Yeah, Lambeer. They were the bad boys. They were fun to watch. And Donaker loves the worm, Dennis Rodman. So give me your favorite football play or memory.
Actually, my favorite memory was probably 2 years ago when the Bears were in the playoffs when I went with you.
Okay.
That was a highlight of one of my highlights of my life.
That was fun. That was a good time.
This year we met with Cole. That was great.
Okay, what about a favorite memory of play? Something that stands out as a play, like.
Well, probably 2 plays. One is I was watching the game when Gale Sayers scored 6 touchdowns against Minnesota. Okay,
when he was rookie. Against Minnesota?
I think it was against Minnesota. He got hurt against San Francisco, but I'm pretty sure it was Minnesota that he scored 6 touchdowns on. And it was a Twinkie day. It was not that great a day, but he went nuts. They couldn't catch him. He had like 1 or 2 kickoff returns and a punt return, and then one broke from scrimmage, and he was just unbelievable. The other one, okay, is in the playoffs. Well, actually 3. The other one is when they played the Super Bowl with the Patriots, when they allowed the Patriots to have 3 points in the first field goal, and then the defense went on to score as many touchdowns as the offense did, and they just kicked the Patriots' ass way before they were a superstar team. And then the third one is when they were playing Detroit, okay, and they kicked the ball on a field goal attempt, and Hester standing back there at the goalpost, and nobody even thought about him running the ball back, and he's like 8 yards deep in the end zone, runs it back about 96 yards, and they're going, "What in the hell just happened?"
That happened in a college game too. LSU, wasn't it?
Yeah, LSU. It happened last year or this year.
No, this was a couple years ago. LSU and Auburn. It was a big game. Chris Hill, I see we got Chris Hill tuning in on LinkedIn. Chris says, hey, Chris, let us know your favorite. We're talking about favorite sports memories. NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. My favorite sports memory, baseball. I don't have a ton of baseball ones. This isn't a favorite one. One big one I was there for, I guess, the Tom Browning when he threw his perfect game. I think you and I were there. Weren't I there with you? And then my favorite one, though, ever was when the Reds signed Deion Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
I came up to watch his first game, and he was just electrifying because you never knew what was going to happen when he got on base. Probably football-wise, I don't remember any crazy games watching except for just the watching primetime whenever Deion Sanders played, knowing that he was always going to return a punt or a kickoff or a interception or something for a touchdown.
Probably the greatest game I ever saw was when Boston College beat Miami, and
Doug Flutie.
When he had Doug Flutie, and there were like 5 touchdowns thrown in the last minute and a half of the game. Flutie threw a bomb, and then Testaverde threw a bomb, and Flutie threw a bomb, and Testaverde threw a bomb.
One game I do remember, and this was against the Vikings, I think, was Jim McMahon, and it wasn't a big deal because it was a third quarter. Weren't they down like 4 or 5 touchdowns in the third quarter?
They were down like 27. McMahon had been hurt. Okay, and he didn't start the game. So the first half of the game is when the Bears won the Super Bowl that year, and they were like 7-0 going or 8-0 going in that game. And Minnesota, they had, I don't remember who was quarterbacking. But anyway, they were down like 20, 24, 25, 27 to like 3. McMahon came in the third quarter threw like 4 touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
One of them was the Willie Gault, a bomb to Willie Gault, and his Gault could fly. He was a world class sprinter, and it was unbelievable. Someone just typed in something.
Yeah, Spencer said so far mine's McGregor Mayweather fight.
Ooh,
I think it was rigged, but okay. I mean, McGregor was
talking
never
about
win.
fighting was the Guayo Aaron Pryor fight.
What year is that? Like 1920?
That was back in probably late 80s. Matter of fact, Buddy LaRosa was the manager for Aaron Pryor in those days, and that fight went 12 rounds, and you'd have thought they'd have killed each other because neither one of them could walk when they got done, because it was not absolutely nonstop fight. If you ever get a chance to pull that up on YouTube, if it's there, it's an unbelievable fight. It went 12 rounds, and Pryor beat Oguelo, but the two of them absolutely stood in the middle of the ring and just killed each other for 12 rounds. I've never seen a fight I wore out watching it.
How you spell Abuelo?
It was AQ. He was from South America. AQUELLO.
AQUELLO.
Alex Aguelo. Phenomenal fight.
Let's see if it's on YouTube. Let's look. Aaron Pryor versus Alexis Alleg in 1982.
Yeah. Down in Miami. Fort Lauderdale. We were actually down there for that. Only for not for that. We were at a convention, and I actually met Jimmy the Greek.
Is this it?
Yeah.
So everybody should watch this entire fight. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Motion is right on top of Arguello, who gets off the ropes. Crowd already starting to.
Okay.
It went
well,
that way for 12 rounds.
Okay. So 12 rounds. So Spencer, you got to watch that. Spencer's a big boxer, a big MMA guy. He's got to watch the boxing. Okay, so that's today's Fire with Dad was sports themed.
I love
We're done.
Themes, baby.
Hold on, we got one last thing here. Here's Mike Doniger, three rows up from the court when James scored 28 straight points in the fourth quarter, overtime to beat the Pistons at the Palace. Never seen anyone take the game over like that. Well, Mike, you've not seen me take the game over like that in my pool.
You never saw me never seen me take the game over from Matt, left-handed hook shot, horse. Couldn't take the old man.
That's all you've got is left-handed hook shot. It's not even fair. You can't play horse against you. Probably even now that you're like 150, I can't play horse against you because you get a left-handed hook shot and it's impossible to defend.
When I was a kid, you had to be able to play you had to be able to shoot both hands, play dribble both hands. You had to be able to do everything, baby. You couldn't just be a right-handed ball player.
All I can do is dunk in my pool.
I love that.
Cool. Well, we're done, Dad.
All right. Well, have a nice day.
You too. Have
All right,
tell
Dad,
Mom.
baby.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.